Hey guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for all signs. It is a broad spectrum reading, so I do speak in broad terms. You need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. It doesn't mean anything's broken or wrong. It just might mean that you're working on something different at this time. This is a daily reading for Friday the 26th of May, but I don't believe that it's solely set for that date. If you're seeing this reading on a different date and what I'm saying makes sense to your situation or how you're feeling, by all means utilize the reading when you're seeing it. I do believe any of my readings can be timeless, so they find us when we need them if they show up in our feed. So utilize them to the best of your ability. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there is some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing the channel, what decks I'm using, how to contact me via social media or follow me either at Instagram or on my Facebook business page. If you want to book a private reading, you would need to reach out to me at one of those two places. Know that I will never reach out to you to sell you a reading, so if somebody does, it's not me. You always have to initiate that conversation. There's also simple ways of supporting the channel. Please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified when I put up new content. I do put up content daily. And share the video out, leave me a question or comment. All of that stuff greatly helps. I will be referring back to the Sunday underpinning energy, which is the Sunday reading. If you see cards, if you hear me talking about cards that you don't see here, I'm usually referring back to that reading. So you can check that out. It populates in the lower left-hand corner at the end of this reading. So let's see what Spirit wants us to know, what the cards are trying to tell us for today, Friday the 26th of May. And let's see what we've got going on. And I believe our Sunday was at it was the Empress. Ooh, we've got Empress energy today underpinning this. All right, so Ace of Cups. Saw it during the cut. Coupled with the Empress energy from this morning, from Sunday, this should be a really powerful day of abundance, of joy, of feeling our emotions, owning them. There could be a renewal of how we feel about something, a clarity, a new day is dawning in our emotions, and allowing those emotions to sort of bubble forward, to really feel them, to own them, to use them from a place of creativity, fertility, abundance, connection to ourselves and the outside world, not necessarily hiding them, right? Or changing them or shifting them for anyone else. The Empress's energy is not going to do that. And we had the Queen of Swords in the midweek, so even she's still sort of present in all of this, where our mind and our clarity of mind and what we communicate has led us to this place where we can have the truth of our emotions, the singularity of our heart, be bare, vulnerable, open, receptive. All of that would also be Empress energy. Expect a turnover, expect a surprise, maybe something that might bring us joy, happiness, renewed faith, or inspiration in how we feel about a situation or something we're working on or creating at this time. Let that pour over you, let that inspire you, let that, invigorate you and bring you to new understandings of either who you are, what you want, what you deserve. However it comes to you, embrace it. Yesterday's Elemental Oracle was the Divine Feminine card, and I didn't realize that Empress was coming up as the end of the week underpin. So that makes sense why we saw Divine Feminine yesterday. Let's see what the Untamed Elemental is today. We have Whale. I love whale because they're one of the biggest mammals and they're also water creatures, right? And then with this Ace of Cups, it's very much a water emotion card. Whales are strong, gentle, one of the largest mammals on the earth, and they speak through sonar, right? So there could be telepathic emotional communication coming to us that is very beneficial. We should be listening to it. These two bodies, I've said this before when we've seen this card, remind me of the sign of Pisces, one swimming in one direction, the other swimming in the other. So revel in your emotions today. Revel in how you're feeling. Find the good feeling. Find the inspired feeling and follow that. Let the Empress's creativity guide you, right? Or lead you to it, and then embrace it wholeheartedly. And then use the sort of strength of whale or the sonar, the intuition of whale, to telepathically put out into the world what it is we want and how it is we want to feel, and ask for more of it. It looks like this ace wants to just give us plenty, plenty, plenty. You know, the ace is an overpouring of wonderful, beneficial emotions. Let me read you, whale. Whales are also timekeepers. That just flashed in my mind. I believe that they're associated with timekeeping for some reason. So I don't know if that means anything to anyone. All right, communication. Vibrations of melodic patterns pulsate through his element, echoing and resounding in harmony. Whale swims to remote destinations, expressing a composed symphony that keeps Earth's magnetic fields in balance. He sends his calls far and wide by pressing his mouth to the ocean floor, summoning and selecting his mate through audible transference. He seduces with caution and tenderness. The magnetism of two hearts beating as one is real, a recognition exchanged. When there is an authentic connection, there is familiarity with oneself as much as with the other. He is the language of honesty, of transparency. This Ace of Cups could be that transparency too, about how we're truly feeling and owning that at a personal level and really empowering ourselves through the Empress. Whale calls you to dive deeper in your communication. Authenticity is a salve that heals disconnection and makes you a magnet for healthy relationships. Notice when social conditioning overtakes your vulnerability. Is there a more honest part of yourself that is ready to be heard? Speak from your heart. I love the heart here, guys. Speak from your heart, and you will open the gate for others to speak from theirs. Your trustworthiness will shine. Compassion and truth will be the defining qualities of your communication, serving as a much-needed balm to all humanity. The balanced version is clear, authentic, direct, and compassionate. The imbalanced is disharmony, mistrust, and gossip. To bring it into balance, communicate with honesty, vulnerability, and truth. I believe that we can be vulnerable today with this Ace of Cups, especially with the Empress underpinning this. The Empress is sort of the divine feminine, right? But she's empowered in that divine femininity. She knows her intuition, her feelings, her fertility, her nurturing, her ability to create and be at one with her environment. And I feel like this Ace of Cups tunes us into that even more, communicating that, whether we're doing so telepathically with the universe, our guides, whomever, through the whale's energy, empowers us to move forward in a very beautiful, profound, and creative way. Let's look at the clarifiers. We have the Eight of Swords. Well, she isn't communicating too much, is she? The Four of Pentacles, neither is he. And the Chariot. So that's Cancerian energy. It does feel like things might feel restricted around us, or others might be restricted around us in some way, shape, or form. These don't necessarily have to be our worries. They can be, certainly. The Four of Pentacles can be about foundational balance, but sometimes it can also be about holding on to a situation too tightly. I do feel like with the freedom of the Ace of Cups and the ingenuity of the Empress, if we have been holding on or worrying about something through this Eight of Swords, we're ready to move on. The Chariot gives us that indication. The Chariot is a card of celebration, of empowerment, of Cancerian moon nurturing energy, which also ties nicely to the Ace of Cups and to the Empress. So wherever we've been lacking, fearing, worrying, we need to let that go. We need to communicate more wholeheartedly from our heart. The truth of how we feel, even if that communication is just solely to ourselves, because I believe that that is what transforms us and allows us to move forward empowered. With this Chariot here, Chariot is major arcana. It's the kind of the most powerful card here on the table today. So we will be moving away, or we have the option, if we choose to do so, to move away from feelings of lack, holding on to something too strongly, worrying about something, or feeling entrapped by something mentally. I think that we get to let that go today. We get to release it and move forward in the truth of how we feel, what we communicate, how we go about communicating that, and moving towards a more beautiful, connected experience, situation, relationship with the Empress underpinning all of this. Let's go to the grounding stone. Remember, the grounding stones of the week, I keep going back to this, but it's strength, guys. So remember, we have the strength to stand in our communication. We have the strength to be true to our emotions and how we feel, even if new emotions are coming forward. These emotions with the Ace of Cups should be positive. The word is nature. Now, with the Empress underpinning this, I like the word being nature because she's definitely connected to nature, right? To her natural environment. She's sort of like associated with Mother Earth. But also, this is about our true nature, how we truly feel. Whale inspires us to communicate that clearly and with balance. And the Ace of Cups inspires us to get into those feelings, that true nature of who we are, what we feel, what we want, what we desire, and embrace that, ground in that, and connect that to the world around us in certain ways. Don't fear it. Don't let it be limited. This Eight of Swords and Four of Pentacles can be other people's limitations or societal limitations that are being pushed upon us, or, that we're maybe mentally or like arguing against or measuring ourselves and our feelings against. Don't allow them to stand in your way. I don't feel like they have the power up against the Empress, the Ace of Cups, the Whale, and the Chariot to hold on for very long. Be aware of them, honor them, even thank them for coming and say, you know what, thank you for that, but I don't necessarily need to be held back by this anymore. I can trust my own true divine nature, my own true feelings, my own true communication, and I can move forward empowered to do so. And we do this from a place of nurturing ourselves by honoring who we are, the good, the bad, the light, the dark, the needs, the successes, the failures, all of that. And that is our true nature, right? We are each and every one of us are only human, right? So we're not perfect by any means, but we are ultimately associated with the divine and connected to that. And I think that's the Ace of Cups reminder, and the reminder of the Empress is that we need to embrace that connection, embrace that true nature of who we are, let go of what holds us back, let go of what we worry about, and step into the light of feeling something new, something inspired, and moving forward in that, communicating that out into the world with strength, gentleness, compassion, power, all of that. One thing about whale too is it's this giant mammal. It's the biggest mammal on the planet, but he moves and glides smoothly through the sea. He's gentle, even though he's, of an ominous size. So remember that there's strength in the truth of our vulnerability. Sometimes when we're at our strongest point, when we're able to feel our most vulnerable and share that, even if it's only with ourselves. That is your reading. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button, share the video out, hit that thumbs up button, I said that, leave me a question or comment, subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow to see how the energy transforms. Take care.